So next, we'd like to invite Dr. Mushtaq to share a little bit more. And Dr. Mushtaq, I know you have a rich experience in dealing with various pollution problems in the region, and you also have extensive knowledge on environmental policy development and actions as well in the region, just like we're speaking about. And I understand UNEP is streamlining its operations to have more impactful work. So we'd love to hear a little bit more about UNEP's priorities and plans on pollution and how the EANET fits into this bigger picture of UNEP's work. So how do you see the role of UNEP evolving in EANET, especially with the expansion of its scope to cover air pollution, including promoting collaboration and partnerships with other organizations and intergovernmental initiatives? So big question, but I'm sure you're the right person to tell us more. So over to you, Dr. Mushtaq.
Thank you, Courtney, and good afternoon, Excellencies and colleagues. So, as Courtney put the question that how EANET fits within UNEP. Now, I would like to request you to visualize. One is the content, that acid deposition or air pollution. One is the process, intergovernmental process to influence that. One is a science policy interface, like this report today, data. So if you look on the content, if you look on the process, if you look on the outputs and deliverables, how these are fitting well in UNEP. Under the new medium-term strategy that has started from this year, and all this MTS or medium-term strategies are for 4 years, we have three major actions in UNEP. One, and that's in response to the three planetary crises. So one is a climate action in response to the climate change crisis. One is a nature and biodiversity action in response to the imminent loss of the nature and biodiversity. And third is a chemicals and pollution action in response to the pollution crisis, which we have seen in terms of air pollution, plastic pollution, chemicals, you name it. So on the content-wise, this fits very well within the pollution action, but also having the strong linkages across the nature and biodiversity action, as pollution pollutes everything and contaminates everything, affects everything, and also to the climate change, as we have seen that there are huge co-benefits when you address air pollution for the climate change. So that fits very well in the terms of content. Now coming to the process. As UN, as an intergovernmental body, has the mandate for the convening power on the one hand. So we convene the countries, as you saw, the United Nations Environment Assembly, which has a membership of all the UN member countries, and the decisions there, including this year's great decision on the plastic pollution, but more important for this work, the decision on the science policy panel to address the chemicals, pollution, and waste. So when we look on the convening power of UNEP to also develop the multilateral environmental agreements or the global instruments, regional instruments to help to curb such as pollution, including, let's say, waste and air pollution and so on. So this process fits very well within this convening power, within this multilateral environmental agreements, within the UNEP resolutions and so on, very well. Now coming to the deliverables. As I mentioned, UNEP's mandate is a science policy interface, or the logo is science policy interface, that how we can translate science to help the countries to improve their policies at local, national, sub-regional, regional, and global level. And that is where we have seen a lot of work, like suppose recently UNEP has launched World Environment Situation Room, where we have a real data, where you can see how the forest fires are happening, how the air pollution is increasing, plastic pollution is increasing, and so on. So this data or the situation room is very important way to create the alerts to create the information for the countries to act. And then also the data provides all the basis. Suppose, as you talk about the air pollution, what are the causes? If you divide the sectors, transport sector in Bangkok, in Manila, in Jakarta, and so on. If you talk about the industrial manufacturing sector, if you talk about the agriculture sector, including open burning of agriculture biomass, for example, if you talk about the energy sector, including coal and so on. So you can look at that, how those science policy interface can help to address the immediate challenges, and also to start with the low-hanging fruits where you can make a great success to showcase your impact, and then you move to the difficult targets. So I would like to stop for the time being, but if you have any questions, so I put this, how it fits in from the content point of view, from the process or IG point of view, and from the outputs or the deliverables point of view, science policy interface. Thank you.